Good afternoon. It's definitely afternoon. We have been on the go all morning and into the afternoon. My sister does stuff, and I'm helping her. Not really a lot, but I hang out with her. Except for now. I was so. We had an interesting morning because I have for years been looking for a new table for sitting outside on my porch. And I saw one years ago and went, oh, I should get that sometime. And then never returned there and, just was happy with the one I had, even though I was never happy with the one I had. I got that table from Wayfair. Wayfair. It's a very well known company. And from day one, that table was not level. Nope. And they wouldn't do anything for me. Nothing. They didn't answer me. They didn't. Nothing. So I am dealing with a wobbly table. It's lovely. It's wooden. I love wooden. Except for that it's not level. My son tried to do something to make it level, but it's just not really workable. So I've been looking for another table, a smaller table actually. It's a bit big. I don't need that much. I need a little bit smaller. So I've been keeping my eye out. Everywhere I look in Ontario, it's either metal, plastic, or faux wood, plastic wood. I don't like those. I'm keeping my wooden table if that's all they have to replace it with. So I'm still on that table. Today, I went with my sister to a Quebec hardware store, fairly new one. I think they only have 2 stores at the moment. Are expanding, but. And we walked into that. We were walking around looking for a shower curtain rod for her bathroom. And all of a sudden, we're walking past the outdoor furniture, patio stuff. And I went, oh, it's my table. There was a table. There was a table. It was the perfect size. It was level. It was wooden. And then we get into the, I don't want the chairs, but okay, I'll buy the set and leave my sister the chairs. Can you ship it to Ontario? Do you have stores in Ontario? No, 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 we can't do that. No, we can't do that. There was no getting around it. But I realized that if I left this table behind, I would be regretting it because I don't think it's that easy to find a table like that. My sister said, can't you get one made? I went, I'm willing to spend some money, but that much money? I don't think so. And then it's foldable. If it's foldable, that's what I need. It needs to get out of the way because it only gets used in the summer and only gets used when I'm sitting out there. The reason for getting this. And we tried and tried to get I even talked to the manager. My sister said, oh, I wasn't going to suggest that, but if you're, I will talk to the manager. I said, I have no problem talking to managers. So I said, hey. And everyone's very nice, but they just couldn't do it. So he suggested something that I could buy it, because he didn't know how the table arrived, how the set arrived, because it could be that it arrives in 2 boxes, right? Then I have 1 box for the table and 1 box for the chair. And he said, you can always just get a refund out back, because he couldn't show me one in box in the store. It's like IKEA. You have to go and take your tag and go and pick up your product. So when we got there, the guy carried it out and was carrying it in one box. It's a big box. So I ended up just taking the whole thing, putting it in my sister's car, and said, we'll work something out. Nothing to do with the company. They could not help me. So we tried going to Canada Post or Purolator. So we went to one of their outlets and dealt with really nice people who tried to help us. He ended up taking the whole chair out and everything. But in the end, he says, it's really not going to be worth it to you to have Canada Post, to have Purolator ship this, because they're going to because after he'd taken my address and the weight of the thing, and it was going to be $300 to ship it to me. So we are now leaving it. I am now leaving it with my sister. She's going to go to Canada Post. And no matter what it costs, I'm getting it shipped. She's keeping the chairs. They're sweet. I said to her, listen, get your granddaughters to sell them for you on Facebook Marketplace. They'll do that. They'll enjoy doing that. I'm actually going to tell her son to do it, because she doesn't need those chairs. They're cute. If she insists, she could keep them, but I really don't think so. No. So I have my table. Almost that close. Not for $300. Holy smokes. Shipping costing more than the original product. It did not. The whole set did not cost that much. Holy smokes.